Hey Meredith, so I'm here at the Discovery Center and we're checking out some new exhibits they have, and we'll start off showing the Megalodon coming up after the break. We're here at the Discovery Center and I'm here with Amy Juba, the Director of Communications. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. So this is very exciting because this is a traveling exhibit. It's a new exhibit that you have in town and it's only here for 3 months, so it's not here for too long. So can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. We're so excited to have you. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Meredith. We're glad to have you here this morning. We are going to introduce you to Megalodon, largest shark that ever lived. Came in this week, opens to the public on Saturday, and will be here through January 5th.
And just so you have an idea, this is what the biggest shark nowadays looks like. And then we have the Megalodon, which is the ancient one that she was just talking about. And so can you tell us about the differences between the two?
Yeah, I mean, we're used to seeing movies like Jaws, and this would be the most frightening, awful thing that you might find if you're swimming in the ocean. But can you imagine it to what Megalodon, the ancient shark, would have looked like millions of years ago? This is a 60-foot shark. As you can see, you can compare it to a tooth that's maybe the size of a quarter.
And speaking of teeth, we have a tooth exhibit right here. And you can see this is the size of a quarter. And you compare that to the ancient teeth, how big it used to be over there.
So if you can picture something the size of your hand biting into you one teeth, and Megalodon had 3 rows of those teeth. So
yep, and we can take it over here. Let's walk through the shark really quick. And so this is a 60-foot long shark, and it could eat dozens of people.
So you can see this is they could eat a whale in one day, and you can see the different sizes of the jaws over here, from a baby jaw all the way up to a big mama Megalodon 60-foot shark.
And that's how much they eat, and how many?
That's about 7,000 tons of tuna, which would be 2,500 pounds a day.
And I have trouble just eating one. Awesome. Thank you so much,
So
Amy.
come out and see us on Saturday. Members are always free, and guests are adults at $10 and kids are $7.
Thank you so much, Amy. We'll be coming up later on Daybreak to show you the other new exhibit. Stay tuned. Hey, so we're taking it back to my Arabic roots, and we'll be taking you to Egypt coming up after the break. Don't leave. So we're here in ancient Egypt. This is the new exhibit here at the Discovery Center, and I'm here with the Director of Communications and Development, Amy. And so, Amy, so can you show us around here?
Welcome to Egypt.
This is a camel.
We have a camel we can start with. Her name is Sarah, so you can get on and take photo opportunities. What's neat about this exhibit, everything's hands-on, so you can learn and look, but you can get hands-on and play. So if you want to build your own pyramid, just like the ancient Egyptians did, you can do that. And then they can play, and then you can come on over here, and we'll test it out. How in the world did they build these pyramids with 60-pound plus blocks? So they had a rudimentary form of technology, still using science. Ooh, mine's so easy. How about yours? I'm not cheating. This is a technology they would have invented up in ancient Egypt with a little sled.
So the difference is that this one has a sled, so it makes it easier.
They're trying to drag it across the sand to build these pyramids.
The one that you're seeing right now has a sled, and then the other one is just a stone by itself, so it's a lot harder to pull. That's the one that I was pulling 60 pounds. And then we also have,
well, this will show you if you're going to go out in the desert to do archaeology. The theme of the whole exhibit is ancient secrets, modern science. So you can use all of these things. Unlike Indiana Jones, who just had to go out and face all the dangers, use kites to figure out where the pyramids might be hidden.
Thank you so much, Amy, and you guys can come here. The opening is this Saturday.
This Saturday, open to the public, so come on out. We're happy to have you. Adults are $10, kids are $7. Members are always free at the Discovery Center.
There you go. Thank you so much, Amy, and we'll take it back to the studio. Hey, Steve, up next we'll be telling you the story of the famous mummy Annie, so don't move. We'll be showing you her after the break. Welcome back to Daybreak. So I'm here at the Discovery Center at the new exhibit, Lost Egypt, and I'm here with the Director of Communications, Amy. And so, Amy, can you tell us about this amazing story, this Annie mummy?
Sure, sure. Well, I'd like to introduce you to Annie. Annie is short for Anonymous Mummy. She lived in an ancient culture, 300 BC, but through science, archaeology, and imaging, we were able to learn a lot about her. She was a teenage girl, about 16 to 18 years old. She was found floating in the Nile River, so they believe that she drowned. She was just a common person, but she was treated like a priest, wrapped in a priestly robe, so they know that she was considered special, and normally someone wouldn't get a burial of this type. So they have wrapped her lovingly, and she's been preserved through the years.
And so can you describe how they wrap her? What kind of...
Yeah, basically what was really neat is she started in her body. They had a red shroud over her, which would have been reserved for priests, so they considered that sacred. And then the wrappings are mostly linens, etc. And then they put a funeral mask on her as well as the feet to protect her as they went into the afterlife, which is what they believed.
And so this is over here, is a coffin?
Yeah, this is the coffin, and it tells us a lot about the area where she came from. It's marked as anonymous, which means she probably died in an area they did not know her, and she's prepared for burial in an area that didn't know her. But the archaeologists can tell from the markings on the coffin what native or what region she was buried in, how old it was. She's from the Ptolemaic period, so there was a lot of unrest in Egypt at that time, so she could have gotten caught up in the rebellion.
And Annie is short for anonymous, but let's actually see what she looks like. Over here we have a recreation of her face.
What's really neat, and again, we learn a lot about forensics, the way they could take skeletons and skulls and recreate what people look like. So even though this is hundreds of thousands of years ago,
this one's Annie right here.
Annie looks pretty good for being 2,300 years old. So it shows a young girl, and 2 centuries later, we can see exactly what she might have looked like based on science and technology. So you'll learn a lot about that in our exhibit, Lost Egypt, Ancient Secrets, Modern Science.
Awesome. So you can check out here the Lost Egypt. This Saturday is the opening for the public, and you can contact me on Facebook, Jessica at KVII.com, or you can contact me on Facebook, Pro News 7's Jessica. If you want to see stories here on Daybreak, we'll be taking it back to the studio.